he's like an asshole on like a deep level, like a deep fundamental level, but he's also just like an asshole like on surface level too.
I'll add to that, like also a low key level, like while he's saying I didn't ask you, he's taking out a handkerchief and wiping his hand.
Oh no, see, I was thinking about that, and no, see, he would be like way extra with it because he's got that assistant who's like living in fear for her life and her family, right? So she's literally like he's just like the moment that palm is horizontal, that better be like, dude, could you imagine if she over pours? Oh my god, he'd send home an ear. Could you imagine what Ben Stiller would do to that poor assistant if she over poured hand sanitizer into his hand?
Ben Stiller is Satan, dude. Ben Stiller is Satan. That's his period. He is Satan. Yeah. Like Ben Stiller, rearrange letters, Satan, right there.
Good Kraken.
What is up, everybody, and welcome to episode 9 of the Shipwreck Show. I am one of your hosts, Ernell Pearson, alongside my little Thai peanut. It's Xander.
Hey, what's good? Oh,
What was that? What the fuck was that?
What's up, guys? How's it going?
Are we not going to talk about it? Are we not going to acknowledge?
No.
No. It's all right. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about
it. Sure. Does okay? Yeah. I mean, like, I'll go for that. I'll go for that.
It's okay.
That's understandable. That's understandable. The other voice that you heard is the Crimson Chin himself, Garrick B. Eaton. What's happening, baby?
Dude, my heat's fixed again.
Oh, fucking finally, dude. Okay, so let's start with that. So your heat was fucked up the other day, right?
Yeah.
It was got messed up. You got it fixed. It got messed up again. Did not get fixed correctly. What happened?
So basically, the TLDR version was like 2.5 weeks ago or so, just before Christmas. My my furnace crapped out.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, we went through our home warranty. We got it replaced. And they replaced the part. Well, the dude who replaced the part initially did like a really piss poor job.
Okay.
Replacing said part. And so when he replaced the part that was initially broken, he also damaged another part. But didn't replace the part he damaged. He just put it all back in there. And so it ran for like 2 weeks as is. And then No, yeah, dude, it was like the equivalent to like closing up, you know, like the box and like realizing you got some extra screws and you're just like, like, dude, he literally like that's what it was. Like he put it all together and then so it ran for 2.5 weeks and then it crapped out again like last night. And so like all day today, I was heating my house, which is with my oven on and the door, like the oven door open, like no joke.
Dude.
Jesus Christ,
because. Man. I have 2 desert lizards and a subtropical lizard in my house, and like if their cage is like the desert lizards have like special things, but the subtropical lizard, like her tank has to be like 70 degrees, otherwise like she dies.
Yeah, right.
And so this morning, I had to move her upstairs. I was able to finally move it back after it got fixed. So like it's like 6 a.m. and I'm just like I'm like paranoid my lizard's dying. Her tank's like 10 degrees too low.
Okay.
And I bring her upstairs and I close the door and I'm literally like playing my PlayStation 4 with like my PC on and the door closed in my room with like trying to get like, my PlayStation 4 to heat the room up.
On top of that, he starts doing jumping jacks, fucking push-ups.
Literally just trying to get the tank back up to 70 degrees. I finally got it there and like left the door open and then like I ended up having to like the dude showed up to fix his mistake. And he straight up was just like, there's nothing wrong with your furnace. I can see right here that it's working. And then we went downstairs to the basement and I was just like, it's kind of weird because the fucking switch is off. So it's weird that you know that it's running.
It's odd that you're saying that it's running.
Because we turned it off when it broke last night and it hasn't been turned on since. But do go off. And so
yeah. Tell me, Karen. So tell me, sir. Tell me.
So what ended up happening was he ended up trying to just sell us a whole ass furnace and basically saying we were going to be without heat for like a week. And I was like, you do realize it's January and we live in the high desert. Like that's not gonna And so I was just like, all right, well, like, I was like, well, if you really think it needs to be replaced, like, you're the professional, like, I'm gonna trust your opinion. And then, like, they sent out another guy like an hour later. They're like, we want a second opinion on this. And I'm just like, okay, you want a second opinion on your own guy's work? That's sus. And then the other guy comes down and he was just like, what did you say the problem was initially? And he was just like, I was like, oh, like it was this and this. And he was just like, that's exactly what was wrong. He's like, I'm just going to replace this part he broke. I'll be back in like an hour. And then he fixed it and then he left. And that's all this should have done. Like, that's all that should have happened. But it ended up being,
that
like,
first guy.
This all day. Dude, he was literally like willing to let me go without heat for a whole week just to like cover his own ass.
Yeah.
That first guy is that guy at work. Everyone has that guy at work where there's like, they're just a fucking he's a shatheed.
Yeah.
He's not even a shithead. He's just shatheed.
Dude, it was just like, it was like it ended up being like this all day fucking thing of me trying to get my furnace fixed. And then the other guy just like ended up apologizing up and down for like the other dude being a wiener. He's just like, he should have just replaced the part when he broke it initially and just been like, hey, I damaged this part trying to fix the other one, but it was covered under the warranty, so he literally should have just replaced it. It would have cost nobody any extra money.
Nothing. It would have cost them nothing. Absolutely nothing.
I had already paid the fee. Like, it was, we were good to go. All he needed to do was be like, hey, this was like stuck together, so I had to get it off with a hammer, but it didn't work the way I wanted it to, so I have to go fix this now. And I would have been like, okay. As long
because
you know who that first guy was?
Ben Stiller.
That was Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller.
You ran into
Ben Stiller of his workplace, dude. I was pissed. I was just so pissed. So the furnace went out at like 11, and I like literally, dude, I chewed on this. Like, I chewed on it all night long. Just laid in bed, just full of rage. And then I like woke up at like 4 a.m, and then I went downstairs, and no, dude, I sat in my couch in the dark until 6 a.m. rolled around, and I'm like, I'm gonna call them and leave a strongly worded voicemail.
I believe it because like
they showed up and they fixed it
through either Gilded or on Instagram messages, like the timestamps. I'm over here on the East Coast thinking, what the fuck is he doing up right now?
Dude, just sitting in my living room in the dark, just fucking stewing.
He's got like that crystal glass with that one sip left in there. Just, I'm gonna give it to them straight.
So when the new guy came, like, did you do like the slow turnaround in your chair? You know what I'm talking about, like the James Bond villain thing where they're like,
yeah.
Hello, Mr. Bond.
And Mr. Bond.
Exactly.
My cat was sitting in my lap.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then Ben Stiller walks in.
I hope you're here to fix it.
Yeah, exactly. That's. I need you to do that because like that's the only way to stop Ben Stiller. It's the only way to stop him. You have to do the James Bond villain role. There's a series of steps, but that's the first one. The James Bond villain like, turnaround. Yeah.
I just imagine this maintenance guy though, like. He's evil Ben Stiller, but he looks like
not evil Ben Stiller. Not evil Ben Stiller. Ben Stiller.
Just Ben Stiller.
Mm-hmm. My bad. My bad. Mm-hmm. He's Ben Stiller, but he looks like early Along Came Polly. Ben Stiller. Fucking braces, just the straightened hair.
I'm fucking over here dying randomly because I'm trying to think of any fucking real reason that we have to think of Ben Stiller this way, and I can't think of a single time.
I've seen Zoolander.
I don't have a legitimate reason. It's just a gut feeling.
And it's perfect. It's so like unexplainably correct. Like I can't even hate on it, dude. I really can't. Like Ben Stiller, there's no way Ben Stiller's not an asshole, right? I wouldn't eat sushi with that fucking guy. Period. Because he's the kind of dude that like sits down and he like looks at the menu and he's like, I know what I want. Do you know what you want? And you're like, I might need a menu. He's like, okay, I'm gonna order what I want. And then he like goes to the guy. Excuse me. Hey, yeah, can I get 3 California rolls? Thanks. Yeah, thanks.
And can you pre-mix the wasabi and the soy sauce?
Shouts
Thanks.
the order from across the room.
Yeah.
Doesn't even wait till the server's over.
Nope.
Oh my god,
Nope.
Could you imagine? And then when you finally do order your food, he's the kind of guy where he just like starts grabbing pieces of your roll off your plate without asking.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just like, what the fuck are you doing? He's just like, oh well, yours looked really good, so I thought like you didn't even ask, ho. And he's just like, but I'm Ben Stiller, so
You want
he's like you better watch that. I've got one on ice for you if you don't watch the tone. And you're just like that already means it's been removed, Ben Stiller.
like
And
I'm
he's just like, well,
like,
then you're gonna have to see it. Do you really want to? We don't have to do this. I'm trying to have a nice lunch with you. Like
he also comes off as the dude who orders 2 calamari and both are for him. You know what I mean? Like they're both
dude,
for him.
Orders edamame and you think it's for the table, but it's not.
Yeah, just for him to play with because he doesn't really like any of the raw fish stuff.
Ernell, you forgot another intro tonight.
I forgot another intro. Oh, that's right. Okay, cool. So yeah, the last person here, obviously, guys, is the 5-star man himself, Devin Stanford.
I saw, dude.
Honestly, I was contemplating doing an intro for Devin and then just letting it be silent for a couple of seconds and be like, all right, so tonight we're gonna be
but it's actually just like a screen cap like of him in his chair.
What do you mean? I'm here, dude. I'm here. I'm fucking here, bro.
I fucking can't. You picked the worst picture to do this for him.
The 5-star man on Shipwreck show. Mm-hmm. Hell yeah.
I fucking hate it here. So in case anybody didn't notice, Devin is not here for the very first time for a Shipwreck show because he is out continuing the battle against the alien squirrels. He's out there doing it. They've doubled their support. Unfortunately, he's got big cup of stuff he's got to deal with out there protecting us.
This just in. It seems as though
we have hold on. We have breaking news. Yep.
This just in. It seems they are being led by one Genesee Gabrielle, aka Squirrel Girl. Hold on. This doesn't sound good, guys. This doesn't sound good, guys.
No.
This Squirrel Girl is very powerful. We better watch out. We send our love and prayers to the 5-star man.
Yes, yeah.
Keep up the good fight.
Of course. Yes, thank you, 5-star man. You are the best. You are the best. Which is a great thing because 5-star man,
national treasure.
5-star man kind of works as like a little bit of a superhero name. You know what I mean? The 5-star man. I can see it. It's just like his uniform is just like 5 stars like in a circle. It's like you know like the like Hispanic mini mart, like B toys, you know what I'm talking about? Like he is the mini mart bootleg Captain America. That's 5-star man.
Dude, I low key want to get like a commission piece of all of us from the Good Kraken show in our our little nicknames
as mini mart bootleg
superheroes.
Avengers. I want each of us to be mini mart.
You are the
bootleg
screaming
Avengers.
We got the crimson beard, the Thai peanut.
like so we have 5-star man.
Oh my god, dude, that'd be ridiculous.
I can be the inevitable
Shark
bulk.
Father.
I'll be the inevitable bulk.
Nah, dude, Shark Father. Be Shark for
No,
Shark
you don't
Father.
understand. I'm trying to
Father's
be
superhero.
I'm trying to bootleg the Avengers here, right? So it's like
bootleg Avengers.
Okay, all right.
If Good Kraken was bootleg Avengers, you're the inevitable bulk.
Yep, there you go. Xander is obviously Hawkeye. I'll give you Hawkeye.
He doesn't even get renamed. It's just Hawkeye.
This is Hawk. It's Hawk. You're Hawk. No, you know what? I'm gonna give you Bird. You're Bird.
Bird guy.
Bird guy.
Bird guy. And you have a slingshot. It's great.
It's not a slingshot. It's a wrist rocket.
Garrick is Batman. He's just Batman. But he's the MCU's take on Batman. That's how it is.
No, he's Joel Schumacher's Batman.
It's like Batman, like the pointy ears are all like fucked up and crooked, like it's disgruntled and drunk the entire time.
The whole time. Just angry, belligerent.
Well, if he's disgruntled and drunk, he's Burp Man.
I fucking love it, dude. Yeah, it's like na 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 na.
It's like, and it's always like that foamy you drank your beer too fast burp.
This is a really loud fucking burp. I need it so bad. I need it so fucking bad. Just like you guys need us so bad, because this is the Shipwreck Show, where once a week, every week, 4 of the Brethren Court, sometimes 3, gather together to discuss anything and everything the 7 Seas has thrown our way. If you're riding this wave, you can head on over to patreon.com/Good Show, where you can submit questions and topics. You can get exclusive post-show content, and you have early access to episodes, excuse me, before they go live.
How did that go again?
Before they go live on podcasts and video
the inevitable
services.
wolf. That's Fart Man.
Yeah, that was yeah.
Burping on stream again.
But you can also support us by following or subscribing to Good Kraken over at twitch.tv/Good Kraken Show, or by subscribing to our YouTube channel by clicking the link down there in our bio in the descriptions, in order to get updates when new episodes go live everywhere. Garrick.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have some captain's orders, my friend. First off, we are partnered now, ladies and gentlemen. As a matter of fact, later on, if you are watching this on Patreon, you won't get to, or you won't have to see it, but later on, we will have a moment where we'll be pausing for an ad break for the very, very first time. We have an official ad read that we're gonna be doing. It won't be while we're recording. I'll just add it into post for now, because we're gonna be doing stuff later, because this episode comes out on Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Bing, bang, bang.
Sunday fun day.
Bing, bang, bang. You know what I mean? But we are officially partnered now by Glide Mousepads, and it is great so far. We're going to be doing some codes for our Squid Squad community when the official release happens. Very, very, very soon. We're not allowed to announce when that date is just yet, but we will let you guys know. It's soon. There we go. That's all you need to know. Also, please go rate our podcast and subscribe to our YouTube. We're trying to bring together the Squid Squad family and make it even bigger and voluptuous and wonderful than it ever has been before, because it is hashtag year of the Kraken. It's gonna be a damn good time. It's a damn good time. It's gonna be good, boys. Apparently it is my turn. It is my turn for a subject this week. It is my turn for a subject this week. And I wanted to ask you guys, okay? So let me bring this up to you, okay? Let me bring this up to you, okay? There is a series of random concoctions, okay? That now when I say concoction, I don't mean like a beverage, but things that run in my mind. You guys have heard. You guys have seen firsthand. You guys have heard firsthand how my brain works. I'm not proud of it. Sometimes I am, but for the most part,
that's what I imagine.
So I have a lot of things in my brain that just like function in a certain way, where like I see things and just like my imagination starts flowing, and I have no explanation as to why that my brain does that. Because what I wanted to ask you guys, right, is, and I'll follow up with a story here. I want to ask you guys, have you ever had like an imagination for a book or a story or some wild movie that you'd want to make that like came to you from something that just makes zero fucking sense? And like I want this to be as absurd as humanly possible, okay? As absurd as humanly, but because that's the way my brain works. And the reason I'm going to start out with myself here. I'm going to kick us off here, because the other day, I was talking to Chase, our friend Chase, okay? And I was I got to explaining to him something that me and Chase do. We have what we call the Ernell and Chase extended universe. Is what we're doing. Where I am Ernell the doctor
Ernell
guy.
and Chase in the morning.
I am Ernell the doctor guy, and Chase is Chasey Make Chaserton, and Chasey Make Chaserton is a Scottish man that that hates spicy food, but he can't stop eating them. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
He's me?
So he was talking to me about how his route at work, because he also works for FedEx, right? Soon I won't be. Tomorrow's my last day. Let's go. Fuck you, FedEx. Fuck you, FedEx. Fuck you, FedEx. I can say that because I'm not going to be working there on Sunday when this episode goes live. You know what I'm saying, boys? Let's go! Let's go! Yeah! So he was talking to me about how his route is next to Corvallis, Oregon, which Garrick knows who that is. Corvallis, for you, Xander, and anyone at home that doesn't know, Corvallis is somewhere around like central Oregon, sort of like south central.
That sounds like somewhere around like Mos Espa or something like that.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's where OSU, Oregon State University, is located.
Okay.
It's Corvallis. Yeah. I got to he was talking to me about Corvallis, and I was like, "That's crazy, dog." And for whatever reason, the first thing that came to me was say this. And I was like, did you know that Corvallis was named Corvallis because the French word for racist is corvaille? It's not that at all. But just to make Chase feel like shit, I tried to race bait him with it. He was like, what the fuck? No, it's not. I was like, I bet it is. I bet it is. You don't know. You have no fucking clue. And then somehow, some way, it extended into me explaining to him that there's something in Corvallis called the Corvaille alligators. And I went into this very elaborate story on how
just gaslighting the shit out of Chase
on how alligators found a way to migrate from Florida to Corvallis, Oregon. One, because they're racist. Two, because of the Bermuda Triangle. and he is so upset about me doing this because he's just like, alligators can't live in Oregon, right? And I was like, yeah, they can. And he was like, no, they can't, dude. It's too cold here. They can't live here. And I was like, I bet they can. I bet. And here's what I told him. I bet the Corvaille alligator is nocturnal. And the only reason anyone thinks that we don't have alligators in Oregon is because they haven't seen them, because alligators in Oregon are nocturnal. So now I am like thinking about writing some fucking bogus bullshit story about this racist species of alligator that lives in Oregon. And they're nocturnal, and nobody knows that they're here because they're nocturnal.
But somehow we know they're racist.
Just to piss off Chase. Well, I know because I'm a doctor guy.
Oh, okay. Thanks for clearing that up.
Yes, of course, yeah. Professional doctor guy. Bang, bang. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, what's your guys' elaborate story? Where's your imagination take you? I want to hear some wild shit you guys have just randomly thought of by looking at something in public or some bullshit like that.
Okay, so it's not like necessarily a story, but it was just like a really dumb train of thought that I like. Which is basically what this is, right? It's just like you just picked up on some random shit and just rolled with it.
Just went with it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so I don't remember honestly where this idea came to me, but I remember just kind of hanging out one day, and I'm thinking to myself, and I was just like, it's kind of weird that like in pretty much every depiction of Adam and Eve, like this been like just like drawn life, right? It's always like the same stuff over their junk. It's like a leaf.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Sure. Yep.
And I'm like, and then I get like all sciencey. I start thinking like, so I was just like, okay.
You know, Littlefoot in The Land Before Time ate leaves.
a little better than that.
Okay, sure.
So, look, this is really stupid. This is gonna be really dumb.
Dude, listen, I just told you guys a fucking stupid story about racist nocturnal alligators. Okay, you can't. You're not gonna surprise me.
I'm like, okay, so look, basically, like before people started just shaving everything, because why not have slick stuff? Like people were just like pubes. Everybody just had pubes, and what did the pubes do? The pubes kept stuff out of stuff, right? It was like a shield for your stuff.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm thinking, I'm just like, oh my God, what if like somebody just saw Adam and Eve with just like debris up in their shit one day?
Just bush inside of their bush, right?
Yeah. And so there's just like foliage up and some twigs and a couple of big leaves, and they're just like, that's just what that looks like. And so like, and that just got carried throughout history forever.
Yeah, that makes
it's
sense.
Like now Adam and Eve had leaves in their junk because their junk caught leaves. And it's not actually censorship. That's just how people saw it.
No, I mean, like, because it. They firmly believe that Adam and Eve had leaves on their crotch.
They just had leaves on their crotch, like that. They were just like that.
Because you know how like things are described in the Bible as like very like first-hand topical. You know what I mean? Like they're trying to explain it the best way that they can. That's like the whole like angels ordeal is a whole fucking conversation in and of itself. Like what if they saw Adam and Eve and they saw like this triangle shape that looked like the fucking pendants in Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship pendants. they're like, wait, Littlefoot eats leaves, and those look like the leaves that Littlefoot eats. And so the artist is like, I got you.
You're just like, that makes sense. I can work with this, and then it literally just for all of history forever, literally just because. Could you imagine what would have happened if Adam and Eve like they saw the painting and they're just like, damn, I knew I should have showered that day. Like I had shit in my shit, and like you said the artist was coming by, honey, and like I just didn't listen. I'm so sorry. Like we should have stepped it up and groomed a smidge, and like, but nope.
I love you so much. I had shit in my shit. Is how you described it. I had shit in my shit. Also, can we talk about how I have like 100% like confirmed like Land Before Time is canon in the Bible? Can we talk about that?
Yes, you confirmed it without a shadow of a doubt. Adam and Eve actually conceived the idea of the Land Before Time.
Listen, I'm gonna lay it out there. I'm gonna lay it out there. Okay. The Bible was written by man. Okay, anything is canon at this point.
It's canon.
Making it up as we go.
The Land Before Time is canon with the Bible. It's great. It's great, dog. Have you seen the sequel to the Bible? It's called The Land Before Time.
The Land Before Time.
the third movie in the trilogy. Taken 2. Not Taken 1, Taken 2. Taken 2 is better. Xander, what do you got? What's your weird imagination take you?
Okay, so I hate to be that guy.
Okay.
But I do this so goddamn much on a regular basis. It is impossible for me to remember any of them because they're such fleeting thoughts that I just like I start it, I run with it, and then
yeah, exactly.
Like there's so many times I will actually tell you on a regular basis, Jackie will literally just like stop me in the middle of my continuous like I'm like going on and on and on and on and on about the shit, and she's like, okay, so you're doing it again. Just stop.
She's like, I get it. The Land Before Time is canon for the Bible, okay?
And I hate you for that, but I also love you. But I will kind of give a little of a bit of a story for this. So you guys remember Linkin Park's Meteora?
Oh, of course. One of the best albums in history.
Yes. Meteora Monday.
Do you remember? Do you also remember the All American Rejects' album Move Along?
Yes.
I do.
Yes, very much so.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you see any correlation between the two?
I don't.
mean,
and
no.
that's why I'm concerned as to where you're going.
Yeah,
With this.
you same.
So,
Retweet.
one last question before I go on with this.
Okay.
Did you ever in like elementary school era have like a project where you write a short story and then your teacher sends it off to this company and then they get it made into a little book that you can take home to your parents?
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
oh look,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
That was my senior
So,
project.
that was
the Great Turtle
that was
Blight of 1942. Did I ever tell you guys about that? Did I tell you guys about that? I think I told you guys about that, right? My senior project. I had to write
No.
a fictional narrative essay explaining just one, like anything that I want. It could be creative writing piece, but it had to be based in like reality, but it was fiction. So I wrote a story called The Great
Like Core Valley racist nocturnal alligators.
My senior project, I wrote an elaborate like creative writing project that was titled The Great Turtle Blight of 1942, where I explained why Galapagos sea turtles are near extinction because the Nazis used them as suicide bombers against American submarines.
What?
Yeah, The Great Turtle Blight of 1942. That was my creative.
What grade did you get though?
Oh, A. I got an A.
Okay.
Hella easy A, dog. Like
Hell
she
yeah.
was like, "This is great. This is really, really good." I went to the nitty
Dystopian
gritty.
as fuck.
I went to the nitty gritty details of like figuring out like why they would use the turtles and what kind of bombs they would strap to the turtles to make it work. Like, it was really elaborate. I've never done anything as good as that since, and I've had a child.
Oh my god. Well, anyway, I was
That was my
inspired.
peak.
Yeah, yep. Mhm.
I was inspired by this elementary school project into middle school,
Okay. Okay.
and I wanted to write my own short stories, and it turned into I want to write a novel, but I came to a point where
a novel.
so I was as a kid I was obsessed with wolves, and then superheroes. So I wanted to create a superhero that was like blessed by the wolf god, and he wasn't a werewolf. I wanted to stay away from that shit.
Sure.
Because fuck Twilight. And so
Okay. Yeah.
so
fair.
I was
That's
like,
fair.
so he was blessed by the wolf god, whatever. And he had these wolf powers or whatever. And then I came to writer's block. And what did I do? I listened to music, and I listened to Linkin Park's Meteora, and also at the same time, I was also listening to the All American Rejects' album Move Along.
Hold on. When you say same time.
Did you back to back those albums? What the fuck is
No,
wrong
no,
with you?
I'm not, because you're saying that. I'm not hearing back to back. I'm hearing literally same time. I'm hearing Xander took two headphones, two different headphones. So move along. It's playing at the same time. It's, I can't feel you anymore. Like at the same time, they're both just like blaring in his ears. He's like, "Fuck yeah, this is it, dog. This is it."
Oh,
Like,
dude, no, that sounds.
Yeah. So that's when I came up with the breaking the dirty little secret. But no. I would listen to I would listen to a little bit of Meteora, then go over to All American Rejects, and then go back and kind of go back and forth. And I ended up creating a
worse, by
short
the way.
story with moments that were inspired by music from both albums. So like let me just look this shit up. So like I'd have like fight scenes, like actual like fight scenes in this story to like I'm trying to remember the exact, I think it was Faint. It was Faint.
okay, sure.
I
hope it's
like,
on
I'd have a-
numb. I hope
I'd
you're
have
not
a
doing
fight
fight
scene-
scenes to numb.
No, that was the moment where he's on the roof and it's raining on him and he's reflecting.
So what you're telling me before you even dive into this, it sounds to me like you were the epic anime moments YouTube creator before it ever
Basically.
was a thing, is what it sounds like to me.
Ba-
Like it's like
Basically,
biggest anime
that was,
betrayals, Volume 1.
There was so if there most of it was off of Meteora. Like a lot of the moments were off of Meteora because it's very action heavy. You know, I'm a young middle schooler. I'm into that shit. It's action heavy. But then I wanted to have like one moment where it's like it was it was kind of like a heartfelt sort of moment, like oh, it's gripping at your heartstrings kind of moment. And my middle school ass was like, oh, dude, what if his girl like leaves him? and so I wrote this whole like running away scene. He's like jumping. He lives in New York, or I guess because he's jumping from like skyscraper wall to wall, like moving through the city, crying.
It's like outside of New York.
The song that's playing during it is like, "Stab My Back" by the All American Rejects.
So you wrote a story based on the soundtrack that you put together of just literally 2 albums. It was 2 albums
because I was inspired by the soundtrack to Spider-Man 2, where you had stuff by like Lost Prophets and fucking
that soundtrack makes as much sense as this does. What you're telling me is you went back and forth from Linkin Park Meteora song to an All American Rejects Move Along song, back to Meteora, back to Move Along, and that worked for you?
Yes,
but because the thing is that he mentioned Spider-Man 2, and that means that he was just like, I'm so inspired by Spider-Man 2 soundtrack. I need to find 2 albums.
They had like Dashboard Confessional, Hoobastank, Jet,
by
Yellow
All American
Card,
Rejects, and Meteora, Linkin Park. He's like, and now I'm gonna write some accidental, maybe a little furry Linkin Park fan fiction.
Hold on, I gotta look up the fucking soundtrack for this movie. Okay,
yeah.
Hold on. So Spider-Man 2,
Train, Hoobastank.
Yeah, Yellow
Maroon
Card,
5.
Taking Back Sunday, Lost Prophets, The Ataris, Anna Johnson.
That's so angsty.
Well, yeah, no, sure. Danny Elfman.
And Switchfoot,
Train,
Meant to Live,
Jet, Maroon 5, Midtown, Smile Empty Souls, Switchfoot, Jimmy Necco, and more Danny Elfman. Here's the thing. Literally none of these sound like Linkin Park.
I was inspired that these songs kind of like felt right at the time. Okay.
Oh, okay. So I see what you're talking about. More like the energy of the soundtrack going along with the story is kind of more so what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. You're forgiven. Okay. So he kind of lives in New York. Continue.
That was it.
That's it. That's the whole story. He's done.
He kind of lives in New York. Yeah, he's an ode to the wolf gods, and he kind of lives in New York.
Yeah, I don't even remember anything else from the story other than he was blessed by the wolf gods. He got into a lot of fights, and his girlfriend cheated on him and left him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hold on. What I want to do now, really quick here. What I want to do now is I'm pulling up Google Maps here. Okay. I want you guys to do this. So here, I gotta put this up here. I got a map of New York on Google Maps right now. I'm right on the Statue of Liberty. Okay. I want us to pick where
kind of New York is.
Where kind of New York is that? Xander, is there a name for this character? Do you have a name for this character, my guy?
So I whenever I wrote short stories, because I actually wrote a lot of short stories back then.
Sure.
But I always kind of based them off of me in some fashion. So there's like a Greg at one point, for those who don't know. Hey, guess what? My middle name's Gregory.
Okay.
But there's some were Greg, some were some variation of my name. Let's call him in keeping with the New York kind of theme. Let's call him Hudson.
Hudson. Okay, his name's Hudson. All right. So, gentlemen, let's start. Do we want to go north, south, east, or west of New York? Because it's like kind of New York, but it's not New York, right? So it's like Garrick. It's like, I would assume this is like Troutdale to Portland, right? Like this is like what is the Troutdale of New York? You know, what is the Beaverton of New York? You know what I mean? Like now I get those two are very fundamentally different things, Garrick. I get that. Would it be Yonkers? Would it be Yonkers? It's like northern New York. Garrick, I think Garrick, I think you're muted.
Oh yeah, he's muted.
There you go.
I must have hit the space bar on accident.
Okay, no worries. Okay. You know what, Xander, you're the East Coast guy. Which direction are we going? Let's start at the Statue of Liberty here, okay? It's kind of New York.
Statue of Liberty.
Kind of New York. Is it north, south, east, or west?
So from what I remember in when I was writing it, he was definitely like close to like right around in Manhattan.
Okay.
Like,
so he's in Manhattan, right? So eastbound, right? Am I thinking of that right? Or is that yeah. So northeast. Yeah. So we got now what now? Now Manhattan, technically New York, right? Technically New York. Yeah. Now here's the deal: we're gonna decanonize he's from Manhattan, but we can go in the direction of Manhattan, right? So you have Manhattan. Okay. would we say? Would we say here? Let's look more northbound, right? We have Manhattan, Empire State Building, boom, right there. Right, for all of our viewers at home. We got that there. North of the Empire State Building, I'm seeing a place called Hackensack. Hackensack, New Jersey. I kind of want Hudson to be from Hackensack, New Jersey. Is that fair? Is that a fair pick? Like
I'm familiar with Hackensack.
Hackensack. Are you,
Xander? Can you tell us a little bit about Hackensack, New Jersey? Can you give us a little information on it?
I'm familiar with it in the sense that it's actually relatively well known in New Jersey. It's a pretty poppin', relatively speaking.
There's
for
a Target.
New Jersey
they
standards.
have a Target there. There is a Target in Hackensack.
There's a Target. There's the Hackensack University Medical Center. They also have a Costco.
Costco, yeah.
So gentrification
Costco
all
right
over.
You're right.
But most importantly, they have a Pep Boys, which
there is also one, the Pico Tavern. The Pico Tavern. That is a place, spacious destination with a piano bar, on-site deli, and dining room serving classic Italian cuisine.
I'm looking at that now.
There you go, Garrick. That's all you, baby.
I'm moving in.
You're moving to Hackensack, New
We're
Jersey.
going to the Pico Tavern, yeah.
Dude, okay,
oh shit!
If not,
they have a Thai Lao
Hackensack,
kitchen. It's Thai and Lao food, just north of. Sorry,
what were you saying, Garrick?
If not Hackensack, I do have a runner-up.
Okay, all right. Who? What do you got? What do you got?
He could live in Congers.
Okay, where's that at? Where is that relative to?
Congers is also in New York. It's north of let's see, I'm trying to find. It's literally just on the west side of the Hudson River.
Just on the west side. Yep. Congers.
West and north. It's near New City, which is just literally called New City.
Let's try this. Can you spell it for me?
Congers. It's like it just looks like it's like a footnote, like it barely exists.
Gers. Okay, Congers, New York.
He's a small superhero. Minor crimes. Lives in the suburbs. You know what I'm saying?
Friendly neighborhood wolf boy.
Okay. That is. Oh wow, that is very.
They've got a Chase Bank.
I almost feel like Congers is way more kind of New York than Hackensack is.
It's
well, because Hackensack is not New York; it's New Jersey.
I know exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like I feel like Congers is even more kind of New York. You know what I mean? It's like New York.
But it's how I search up Congers and it immediately gives me the UPS store.
Now, is Hudson a superhero? Is he a superhero? Is he like a hero? So is he a vigilante?
So. As I wrote,
look, he's just
as I wrote him in my angsty days.
Okay, yeah.
Listening to not only Linkin Park's Meteora, All American Rejects Move Along, as well as the Spider-Man 2 soundtrack.
Okay. Yeah.
He is conflicted. He knows what he needs to do. He knows what he needs to do,
And oh my
He
God,
also knows what
with
he
great
wants to do because he suffers from the insatiable hunger of the wolf spirit that lives in him. And so he seeks out violence.
So his Uncle Ben moment was with great power.
comes great violence.
With great power. That's it. That's
No,
all.
in his dying arm, or in his arms, as his last dying breath, with great power.
He just passes away. And he's like, Uncle Steve, no.
Yeah. No. At this point, his uncle was actually Steve Rogers.
So the reason I ask is because I wonder what sort of crime is in Congers, right? Because there's an Anna's Bakery. There's an Anna's Bakery. I'm not completely convinced that there's a lot of crime in Congers. You know what I mean? So like that like if
There's a bakery.
there's Anna's Bakery, I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced that there's a lot of crime in Congers.
Well, if
He just
you
goes
must
around
know,
beating up people who don't tip well enough.
Very, very ground level. Very ground level. You know what I mean? It's like Bruce Willis and Unbreakable.
So if you must know about Congers, New York, the rate of crime in Congers is 7.70 per 1,000 residents during a standard year.
Hold on. We also got to look up this, right? Congers, New York facts.
Oh my lord.
This is gonna be good. I love this. This is the worst shipwreck show we've ever done.
Thanks, Devin. I know you're fighting the good fight right now, but god damn it.
Messing
Okay,
up the
so-
mojo.
Okay.
Why are we doing this?
People born in Congers, including baseball player Bill Drescher and professional baseball pitcher Chris O'Grady. We got schools in Congers. There's bus stations in Congers. This is the worst fact sheet ever about a city ever. What the fuck?
Literally, if you click on Congers, like on Google Maps, if you just Google New York and then you scroll over to Congers, it highlights the park and the UPS store.
Yeah, that's why it took me immediately to the UPS store when I searched.
Like
there's-
the UPS store is like the hot shit in Congers.
So there's a thing that I see here on Wikipedia, right? So for Wikipedia for Congers, New York, there's a place called, or a thing that was called the Gilchrist Road Crossing Accident. Shall we?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
Now the reason I noticed is because at first
Hold on. Please tell me did you pre-screen this?
Oh yeah. This is everyone's seeing this. Everyone's seeing this. Yeah. Okay. So the reason I noticed this first is because at first I thought it's a glitchiest, but it actually said Gilchrist.
Gilchrist.
The glitchiest in Congress. Okay. So Gilchrist Road, New York crossing accident was a grade crossing accident that occurred on March 24th, 1972 in the town of Clarkstown, New York, between the hamlets of Valley Cottage and Congers. See, listen,
Wait, hold on.
any place that has a sister town called Valley Cottage does not have crime. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't have crime.
Well, this news article, this is from 1972, and this was like the most recent.
This is the most wild thing that's ever happened in Congers, dog. Like, this is it right here. Roughly 25 miles northwest of New York City, 5 students from Valley Cottage were killed and 44 others were injured. How many people were crossing the street? Like, like what? Oh no, it's a train track. It's a train track. It's not a street. Anyways, okay, so on the morning of March 24th, 1972, 35-year-old Joseph Larkin was driving Nyack High School GMC. Why are they explaining? Oh, it's the bus. Nyack High School GMC H6500 school bus number 596. They are spilling all his tea. Loaded past capacity downhill on Gilchrist Road. The bus was filled with 48 passengers, 31 males and 17 females, with some passengers standing due to lack of room. Penn Central Freight Train WV1, traveling at 25 miles per hour with 83 loaded freight cars, destined for Penn Central Selkirk, New York yard, was heading towards the Gilchrist Road crossing and began blowing its horn. Larkin did not decrease the speed of the bus as he approached the grade crossing. The train engineer saw the bus cross the tracks and immediately applied the brakes. However, the train's momentum carried it through the crossing where it collided with the bus. The freight train ripped through the school bus. Jesus Christ, severing it into severing it into two sections, with the front half coming to rest a quarter mile down the tracks. Holy shit. Holy shit.
That's
And
not bad.
that's, and that's
quarter
like the
mile's
most
not
wild
crazy.
thing. That's like the most wild thing that's ever happened there.
Yeah, I mean that.
Yeah, Mr. Larkin, you should have hit the fucking brakes.
Dude,
Damn,
fucking
dog, right.
Mr. Larkin was he saw that train. He's like, I got this.
I can make it.
I got it, boys. I know Hudson. He told me I can make it.
He looked back at Bessie and he was like, hold my beer.
Is that how they
Oh my
talk in
god, what
common?
if Hudson's uncle was on that bus?
Oh, and that's a great.
That's his origin story.
With great power.
You just this is for our YouTube viewers. With great power.
Oh, Jesus Christ. just splash exit. I fucking hate it here, dog. I hate it here so much. Boys, let's go ahead and move into our first listener question. We'll come back to Hudson. Another day. So I want to build on this Hudson universe. You know what I'm saying? I want to build on this Hudson universe. Yes, the Hudson verse. You know what I mean? So we'll come back to this. Another day. For now, I do want us to get to our listener questions. But before we do, have a listen to our sponsors. This episode of the Shipwreck Show has been brought to you by Glide Mousepads. PC gaming and office work is more popular than ever before, making your workflow and efficiency an absolute necessity. You need your peripherals and accessories to be running silky smooth in order for you to keep clicking heads. And now, we've got just the thing to keep that KD at an all-time high. Glide Mousepads is the future industry leader in mousepads, offering beautiful, smooth, waterproof products made with eco-friendly materials and non-slip rubber in a variety of sizes that are guaranteed to give you the edge you're needing in the heat of digital warfare. I'll tell you what, why even bother with a piece of junk like this when you could get your mouse the battle rug it's only ever dreamed of? Right now, you can follow Glide Mousepads over on Twitter at Glide Mousepads. Again, that's at Glide Mousepads for updates on when their store officially opens. And stay tuned on Good Kraken for a special offer we'll have for you when that happens. Again, that's at Glide Mousepads over on Twitter. Glide Mousepads, you will succeed. And boom, there you go. That's it. That's where we'll put it. I'll be putting it right there. Bam. You see that? You feel that, guys? It feels good.
Yeah, that feels
It feels good.
powerful.
Uh-huh.
I think I'm tripping, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, it feels good. So much power.
Now when we actually record
magic spoon. Wait, no. we're not there yet.
Hudson with great power. No, when we record,
Dude, Loki, this has burned a new like an old passion of mine. I want to write this now.
Dude, he's gonna finish the Hudson verse.
He
He's
is.
gonna bring it to life.
Ben Stiller is the villain. Ben Stiller is the villain of the story. It's great. Yes. Do you think Ben Stiller's ever been to
For
Congress,
legal
New York?
purposes, I have to change the name to Jen Pillar.
Jen Pillar. He's like a German like bad guy in Congress, New
Just
York.
Ned
Like
Stillish.
Neb Stillish.
Listen, Jen Pillar, she's actually Pennsylvania Dutch, if you should know.
My bad. I totally fucked that up. Anyways, when we record episodes live, like GK podcasts and stuff, we will actually have a video that will play. So we'll go pee and stuff while the video plays for the audience at home. But for this, it'll be just added in for now. You know, future episodes will have it play, all that good stuff. Anyways, boys, our question from last week that we're putting in now comes from Griffnado and talks about the great cries of children. Griffnado has to ask, if you could bring back one video game franchise that has no signs of a revamp or reboot, which one would it be? For me, it's Legacy of Kain.
Ooh, no signs of a reboot or remake.
I have one, which I think might fly like way past your guys' heads.
Bet.
Ty the Tasmanian Tiger.
Bro, I literally have the first two on my Switch. I play them regularly.
No fucking way, dude.
They're like
I was
some
in
of my
love with that
favorite
game.
childhood games.
Classic.
Dude, I fucking
classic,
loved that game.
Fucking classic.
No, there's definitely no. I remember like a few years back too, like looking up like what was it, like THQ Australia that ran it or some shit like that.
Probably more than likely.
And I was like, is there any possible chance? I say a few years back. Now that I'm thinking about it, it was probably like 10 years ago. But like, I remember looking it up, seeing like, are they gonna like do anything with this? Like, you know, do like how they, you know, continue on Spyro and shit like that. Like, I felt it was like on par with Spyro, if not better. I mean, I think it was better than Spyro. I don't know. But anyway,
Oh, really? Okay.
personally, like all the different types of boomerangs you could get, dude. Like all those,
Oh,
the
dude.
utility.
It was so
Bro.
legit. It was so legit, and being able to glide around with the boomerangs was so much fun.
I mean, I also like genuinely liked Croc more than I liked Spyro personally. So like there's a lot of those like old school 3D platformers like way back in the day that like, you know, were like sleeper hits. There was a ton of them, dude. Ton of them. Back like
dude.
Gex. Do you remember Gex? Gex
Yeah, I
dude,
remember
was another
Gex.
one. There was I feel like I think there was another guy. There's another little dude that I feel like was like he wasn't out. He was like a lizard, but he wasn't a lizard. It might not have been a lizard at all. But I feel like there's another one. He had like a. There's like all I remember is like parts of him like going across like monkey bars or something like that over like lava or some shit. I feel like I know that's not a lot to go off of, but like there were a ton.
because
There were a fucking
immediately
ton,
I'm thinking
right?
like Crash Bandicoot or some shit like that.
Right,
Like,
right.
and that's the thing. Like, I kept seeing like, you know, Crash Bandicoot was still continuing on, and Spyro and all these other characters that were very synonymous with like early to mid 2000s gaming, where it was just like all these vibrant characters and stuff like that. And then we had Ty the Tasmanian Tiger, and I was like, I fell in love with it. Like, I had that on my GameCube, and I'm just like fucking just going to work with all these different boomerangs and shit. And yeah, no, that's got to be my one. Where like I had so much fun with it. That was probably like back in the early days of my gaming and stuff like that. That was probably the one game that I spent so much fucking time on, and like I was so thoroughly invested in, and nothing else came of it afterwards.
That's fair. I don't know. I feel like I have to think on mine because the one that I would say would be Legend of Dragoon, but like there's a gut feeling that they're gonna be doing a revamp of that, like a remake of it. So I can't say that. So give me a second. Garrett, do you have one?
So it's like these games aren't going to get rebooted because they were like a spin-off of like an already popular franchise, but I really liked the spin-off more than I liked the actual franchise.
Sure.
The Star Fox Adventure games.
Oh, okay.
On like they were like I'm not sure if they were on any other consoles, but I definitely played them on GameCube.
Yeah. Well, those were fucking good, dude. They were good.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it was like a third-person action-adventure Star Fox game where you got to play with like this badass staff, and like the enemies were like evil dinosaur people that were like trying to take over the universe. It was like the coolest shit ever. I remember having like really fond memories of that game, and then it just like disappeared. Like it never got talked about again. It never got like I think it got a second game, but like that game came and went with that console generation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it started with the GameCube, died with the GameCube.
It probably got developed in Congers, New York. You know what I'm saying? Like we're nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing's
I'm
there
talking
for that long. You know, Anna's bakery over there. There ain't no crime in fucking Congers. You kidding
That's
me?
Aunt Anna. That's Aunt Anna.
Aunt Anna. Okay, sorry. It's my bad. Sorry, I'm
have
not
another-
a Congers,
she-
New York
She
native.
raised Hudson after Uncle Steve died.
He's like, Auntie Anna, can you?
Can you make me a pretzel?
You make me a pretzel. what was Uncle Steve trying to tell me? She's like, what do you say, honey? It's like, with great power, and then she's like, yeah.
Yeah. And
That's it. That's all.
No. She doesn't even respond. She just continues nodding like.
Yeah, I like that. I like that better. I like that better. That's good. That's good. I think the one I'm gonna say is the bouncer. I really need the bouncer to come back, and I need you guys to entertain me here. Okay, I need you guys to just like entertain this because I'm gonna look up the bouncer gameplay on YouTube right now. I'm gonna show the people at home why we need the bouncer to come back. Okay, because this game was like one of the best.
Fucking Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, it was like one of the best fucking damn like 3D beat 'em ups ever. It was so freaking good, dude.
It looks like how I tried to style my hair back in middle school.
I think I played this.
Dude, this was a damn classic. Are you kidding me?
I wasn't a PlayStation
47
owner,
minutes of gameplay. I'm gonna jump here. I'll jump here. All right, here I'm gonna turn this up. I'm gonna turn down the volume just a smidgen here. There we go. Here we go. So dude, are you kidding me? This looks fucking sweet.
Yeah,
Like we what was that, Garrett?
I remember this game. it was like one of the first games I ever had on the PlayStation. I think it was like one of those like $5 bin games that you found at like a mom and pop. But you're just like, yo, this is like the shit.
Dude, I need this franchise to make a comeback. Can we please get a comeback on this? Please. You know what I'm saying? Like we deserve the bouncer to get like the remake that it deserves. Okay, now what I'm going to do too is so that people also know, because it was Ty, the Tasmanian, right?
Yeah, Ty the Tasmanian Tiger.
The Tasmanian Tiger.
I put a Z in
Dude,
there.
I have like
idiot.
I have like an honorable mention game. Too.
I literally just typed in Ty, like TY, and immediately Ty the Tasmanian Tiger popped up.
Hey,
Yeah,
of course.
No, granted, Ty the Tasmanian Tiger 2 is the game that I played the most of.
2. Okay,
I played the
let's
first
look up
one the
2 then.
most.
Let's look up 2 then.
Okay. Yeah, I played Ty the Tasmanian Tiger Bush Rescue.
What is playing right now? What am I playing right now? What the fuck is playing right now? I don't know what's happening. What's playing right now? Okay, there.
Dude, hold on.
Sounds
It's on
like the
Steam?
intro to the game. Yeah, dude, it got ported. It got ported like 2 years ago to a bunch of different stuff.
Okay.
The first and second game. You gotta get on stream that shit, dude.
Oh, dude, I am so totally adding that to my wish list. Hold
Of
on.
course you are. Of course you are. Yeah, see this
Oh my
this
God.
game
Dude,
was a
fucking, this is like the
classic.
same amount of nostalgia
was
I
such
felt
a
watching
good
the Harry
platform.
Potter 20th anniversary special. Oh.
Dude,
I'm
I literally
watching the original.
picked
You
it
guys
up.
have a moment? I gotta change my
picked
pants.
it up
Hold on.
the day it dropped on Nintendo Switch. I was just like, I'm playing this.
I didn't realize it got like ported. I thought it was just like a
No,
direct
like, for real.
Yeah, I didn't realize it got like vamped and everything. That's wild, dude. That's fucking wild.
Yeah,
I love
it
video
got
games,
like
man.
the enhanced textures, dude. Yeah, I love, especially when like you can bring back like a cult classic platformer like that, dude. So it was like one of the funnest games ever. Dude. I cheated on that game hella too, like just straight just like logged in straight cheat code, so I unlocked like all the boomerangs and everything, like from the get go, straight up God mode. Just throwing boomerangs at lizards' faces for days.
I also need Conker's Bad Fur Day to come back. Can we get a reboot of Conker's Bad Fur Day?
I would absolutely love that, dude. I played that game probably way younger than I should have.
Same. Because I think I think Conker's Bad Fur Day.
That was on the original Xbox. That's where I played it. Original Xbox.
The release date was 2001. I was 11 years old when this game came out. And
Yeah, that sounds right. I think I was like 13 when I finally played it.
Yeah, because it came out. Yeah, Nintendo 64 was a Nintendo 64 game. I think that's when I played it too. It got 92% Metacritic. Are you fucking kidding me? This game was awful.
Dude, because it was ridiculous.
What?
Because it was so ridiculous.
Oh my god, dude! I can't believe that. Anyways, I was talking about how we need a Conker's Bad Fur Day revival, Xander. We need that.
Okay, yeah.
We need that.
Hold up, they low key have. Wait, I just looked on Steam. They have Ty the Tasmanian Tiger 3 and 4.
There you go. There you go.
What?
What?
There you go. Here, let's look it up.
What?
Three came out in 2018.
What? I would have heard about that.
I put Trigger.
4. Wait, hold on. What? How did
Night-
3 come out in 2018, but 4 came out in 2015?
Ty the Tasmanian
so
Tiger 3.
I think those
Night
are
of
the
Queen
port
Kong.
dates. The original release date is 2005
Okay.
2005 for 3.
Yeah, I'm looking on Steam. So
I didn't know there was a 3 or a 4.
Yeah.
4 is
I've
a
only-
platformer.
I only played the first 2, like just a straight up
Yeah.
platformer.
Oh yeah,
not
like
yeah,
a
like
2D,
straight up,
yeah,
like-
2D
like-
platformer. Yeah, it's a 2D.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
no, I need me that collectibles. I need me that collectibles.
Yeah.
05.
Dude, I'm adding Ty the Tasmanian Tiger 2 to my wish list right now. And anyone listening right now, my birthday is March 3rd. So
So we got
Be on there.
So we got an article from Nintendo Life. This comes from Liam Doolin. Ty the Tasmanian Tiger 5 could happen, but would require a, quote, much bigger budget and development team.
Kickstarter, do it, people. I will.
dude,
Xander and I will fund it ourselves.
let's go.
He's just
Let's go.
angel investors. You're just angel investors.
I'll
for
even
Ty the
tell
Tasmanian Tiger.
like Ernell, like anytime I have to do any design work, and it's like Ernell, just pay them. Just pay them.
Just give it to them. Just give it to them.
Give
Yeah.
give it straight to
sure,
the Ty the Tasmanian
Sure,
Tiger 5
sure.
Kickstarter 5.
Not the development team, the actual Ty the Tasmanian Tiger. Like he's who
Yeah.
takes it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
He's the lost Hemsworth brother.
he is Uncle Steven. He's Uncle Steven. That's
Oi,
Wait, dude.
oi, Hudson, with great power.
With great power.
I like how you make it sound like that. Great power. I fucking hate it so much. Why did Devin choose not to be here? I did not even- we need chains. We can't just be let us just go unbound like this.
Dude.
Gentlemen, we can move into our tier 2 questions now. Okay? Question. So we have the choices of the water spout or a new generation. What do you guys want to talk about
me.
tonight?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the water spout as well. The water spout just sounds
intriguing.
interesting.
It's intriguing.
Majority vote.
Because I've seen water spouts before, but I know
Well, you
knowing
know the question's
Ernell.
gonna be fucking bullshit.
Yeah. No, I know for a fact.
Have nothing to do with water
see
at all.
I can see the water spout on the show notes. I can hear the water spout from Ernell's mouth, but what I'm actually registering in my brain is like, yo, what do she get? Like, oh, what? Huh? What? like that's and it's like that's how so far off.
All
it
in
would be.
favor, say aye. Gentlemen, Escobubu writes in, just like you guys can, to patreon.com/Kraken Show. And Esco asks, who is your favorite Spider-Man and why?
Okay.
What?
Spider up
What
the
the-
water, up the water spout, the water spout.
Shut the fuck up. That is not, dude. That is beyond a reach. How did you even get
That's
there?
not even a reach, my guy. He's not even reaching. He's like in the other dimension.
It's
Not
part of the
even-
song.
Oh my.
Itsy
water-
bitsy spider went up the water spout. Like anybody? No,
Oh
no.
my.
Down came the rain
The-
and washed the spider.
That's like saying,
out.
oh yeah, Batman's in Marvel, right? Like,
Yeah,
what
they,
the
they
I'm
literally,
not
they literally make jokes
angry.
about the fucking Itsy Bitsy Spider song in Spider-Man comics. You know what I'm saying? It's part of the economy of Spider-Man.
I'm
Who
not
are-
angry.
who-
I'm just disappointed.
Who is your guys' favorite fucking Spider-Man and why?
Hold on. I gotta make a call. Hey Devin, what do you think about that? Yeah, that's trash, dude.
Don't do that. Don't do that. don't use Devin like that when he's not here. You know what I'm saying?
Now, are we talking? I want to. This obviously I don't know if Escobubu had like put any parameters on this, but is this strictly live action? Is this comic book? Like
I'm going to assume that Esco's asking this in the situation of the movies.
okay, because if it was comic book, I was gonna say Miguel O'Hara, but
Fair.
Okay.
Fair. Yeah, I don't think Esco is on the deep end of Spider-Man universe stuff like that. So let's keep it surface level here. Toby, Andrew, or Tom? Which one do you guys think is the best? Who's your favorite? Who's your favorite of the three? Let's keep it as favorite too. Let's not do who's the best because, like, honestly, that's a whole other fucking conversation. But who did you enjoy the most?
All right, I'll go first.
All right,
I'll go
Garrett,
first.
what you got?
So,
What do you got?
especially after watching No Way Home,
Okay.
it definitely Andrew Garfield kind of got reinforced as like my favorite Spider-Man. It's and a lot of it for me is like it's the way he interacts with the villains.
Okay.
It's like that to me, the way he talks to the villains and like like how you doing? I missed you. Wait your turn. Like that. Like he's the
His
quippy
quips,
Spider-Man
yeah.
that I remember, and like I always just felt like he just had like I just felt like he had like a good depth of emotion as I just loved him as Spider-Man, and I felt like he was a really good balance of like the quippy and like the super nerdy.
Right.
And I just I don't know, like 6 months ago I would have told you Tom Holland, but after No Way Home, dude, I was like, yeah, dude, he feels like Peter Parker to me. He feels like who I would expect Peter Parker to be.
Yeah. Now, I don't want us to dive too deep because I don't want to give like spoilers or anything, but just like relevant to No Way Home, because we probably have some people that haven't seen it yet or anything, but just relevant to No Way Home, like Tom Holland versus Amazing Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield. Like, I almost want to agree. I want to agree that like it because like listen, before Tom Holland Spider-Man, between Toby and the Andrew, you guys can ask all my ex-girlfriends and shit because I used to banter to them about this bullshit all the time. Andrew was my Spider-Man. Like Toby was my Spider-Man because I grew up on Toby Spider-Man. Like obviously that's fucking we all fucking did. But Andrew was my Spider-Man. Like he felt more like Spider-Man to me than Toby did for the entirety of the fucking 3 movies. And just like it was because of the quips. It was because of how just like like intellectual he was about his quips in the midst of the movies. It's like Toby's like Spider-Man just was never really that kind of quippy. Like he had some, but like it wasn't.
He was like a straight man. He felt like a straight man,
like a yes man,
a lot of the time. Yeah,
like Jim Carrey's yes man. Yeah, that's what he gave. Yeah, Hudson. He was Hudson. Yeah.
No. I also wrote Hudson in the vein of like Ultimate Spider-Man. So.
Oh, Ultimate Spider-Man. Okay, so he's not a straight man. Okay, he's not a yes man. That's true. That's fair. That's fair. Do you guys know the comics? He's in the hospital right now. Ultimate Spider-Man.
Really? Like Peter Parker?
No. Actually, no. I'm sorry. Not Ultimate. Amazing Spider-Man. The new Amazing Spider-Man's in the hospital.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, I was gonna say because
Spider-Man
Ultimate Spider-Man they killed. Yeah, they killed off. They killed off Peter Parker.
Yeah. I was mistaken. Anyways, Andrew, yes, and you know what? I even agreed to Garrick's notion that 6 months ago, I probably would have said the same thing. I feel like Tom Holland is good. He's like I always felt like he was a very good balance between like being a good Spider-Man and being a Peter Parker. Where like Tobey Maguire was a good Peter Parker because he really had that dorkiness, that like fucking nerd like dude like down to a T, but his Spider-Man was a little bit weird. Whereas Andrew Garfield was the opposite. He was a really good Spider-Man, but his Peter Parker could have used some work because he felt more like sporty Peter Parker than he did nerdy Peter Parker a lot of the time, right? And that's kind of like the only difference between the two that I could have. Then Tom Holland was like a good clean balance of both, but that was because he was not quite as good as the other two. He wasn't exceptional at both
in one
the
or
way,
the other. Yeah,
the way that the other two were in one direction or another. So yeah, I would say Andrew was my favorite. What do you got, Tanner? What do you look like you're gonna disappoint us in some kind of way or another?
No. I'm actually laughing because you're basically speaking for me, to where anytime I've ever been asked this question, ever since Homecoming came out, I was a subscriber to the idea that Tobey Maguire was a great Peter Parker, Andrew Garfield was a great Spider-Man, and Tom Holland is a great mixture of the two. But I will say as much as I love Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield was my Spider-Man from the moment that he went up to that carjacker and sneezed his webs.
Yeah.
That was it for me.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
was
yeah.
it for me.
Dude, he
And-
does such a good job. Like
He
he
does.
just
Yeah,
Yeah,
because,
captures
and like what going back to kind of like games for a minute, one of my favorite games of all time was actually the Ultimate Spider-Man game for the GameCube. Like
Very good game. Very
like
good
the
game.
ultimate, just the Ultimate Spider-Man in general was one of my favorite iterations of Spider-Man. Which Andrew Garfield's The Amazing Spider-Man was actually very much inspired by. So like that was it for me. Like I mean, like going back to the game, like kind of like the quips that he had, like with that first fight scene with Rhino in the game, and he's like, "Is that a Rhino horn? Or are you just happy to see me?" Oh, like he's like,
Yeah.
it's hilarious. It's quippy. And he's quick with it. He's quick with it, and that's what Andrew Garfield was. And I was like, this is it. This is fucking it. Like when I saw The Amazing Spider-Man, the first one, like this is fucking it. And then obviously writing, screwed over the fucking. Thank you, Avi Arad. Thank you.
Yeah. Sure.
But
sure.
but yeah, like I had high hopes that Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man was going to be the future of Spider-Man, especially with at that time we had the MCU running and stuff like that, and then Andrew Garfield in tandem. I actually was starting to like run my brain like, okay, how can they, like, if Disney and Sony were to strike a deal now, how could they integrate Spider-Man into this universe and stuff like that? And obviously, things happened the way that they did, and
Little did they know.
I mean, thankfully, Tom Holland is such a great actor on his own, and he does do a great job of kind of, symbolizing, the nerdy side with the quippy side. But I do kind of wish it had a little bit more of the like the Toby dorkiness.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no. As a whole, being a big fan of the Ultimate Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield, easily my Spider-Man.
Well, there you have it, guys.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
Kraken's official Spider-Man is, in fact, Andrew. And I'm watching all you fuckers at home because I've been seeing a lot of people talking about this Andrew Garfield revival. And listen, I'm here for it, right? I'm here for
Oh
it.
my! I need it.
But I'm watching all you fuckers that have ever argued against me about this Andrew Garfield thing. Because I remember you fuckers, okay? I remember you pieces of shit out there.
I
I
remember
remember your names. I remember your faces. I remember every time you were in my fucking Facebook
I remember your
comments,
address.
like,
I remember your social security number. I remember your fucking.
Andrew Garfield's movies were trash and blah blah blah. And I'm like, listen, go fuck yourself, okay? And Andrew Garfield Spider-Man did not get the justice he fucking deserved, okay? He did not get the justice he fucking deserved.
He didn't get the writers he deserved.
God damn it, man.
That was his only issue.
Yeah.
He didn't get the writers he deserved. Like those movies could have been amazeballs.
Now listen too. I just rewatched both of
I
them
still
like
like
a couple weeks ago. I actually think that the first one actually holds up really well. I think it was a very good Spider movie.
Yeah.
It's mainly the second
second
one
one.
that has a lot of
The
issues
second one
because
just-
it's a little just all over the place. Like, I can't believe they gave us that fucking Green Goblin, man. I cannot believe they fucking did that. Like,
Not only that, but I hated how they went about the goblin disease,
yeah.
and then taking the act. I can't remember. I feel so terrible because I can't remember his name, but he's actually a very established actor who played Norman Osborn, and he's reduced to just literally laying in a hospital bed the entire fucking time.
Yeah.
And I didn't.
Not even just the entire time. They showed him for one scene. They gave us Norman Osborn in that movie for one scene, and it was like a 3-minute scene of him with long fingernails grabbing his son's hand, being like, "You have to take the company," and he's like all like weird and scaly and shit. God damn.
And even if you guys are aware of the deleted scene that was floating around after, where apparently his parents didn't die, quote unquote. And his father approaches him at their gravesite. And dude, holy shit. Andrew Garfield just acts this part out tremendously. I love the deleted scene, but I also hate the writing of it. Like his parents didn't like they said that his parents actually didn't die. They just went into hiding. I fucking hate that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm very glad they took
Yeah,
that
yeah.
out because
The only fucking way I would accept that is if they went Clone Saga story route and those are like the like life model decoys or some shit like that.
yeah,
That's okay. I can see them turning it that way, and that would make it somewhat acceptable.
I just don't
Regardless
like
of how great that Andrew Garfield acted that part out. Like
I just
the
don't like
writing
when movies take out stakes. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like because
You're
that's
just like,
what it
cool.
would've been.
That means nothing now.
Yeah. Now
Yeah.
great. We just wasted 2 movies on that being the entire point of him going
Mm-hmm.
through his overarching theme, and now they're taking that away. Why? Oh, everything that I've learned
Yeah.
so far it means nothing, and like now they're gonna use
Yeah,
that as a
I hate
plot
that.
point. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying?
I hate that.
Yeah.
Like again, like I said, like the only way I would accept that is if they were going Clone Saga route and like introducing like life model decoys and stuff like that, because that happened in the comics where his parents quote unquote came back,
Right,
but then
right.
come to find out they weren't actually his parents, and it was all a plot to fucking like throw him off,
Maybe that's
which
what
is
they were gonna
fine,
do.
but
Who knows?
which is
Who knows?
fine, but
Yeah.
at the same time, too early in my opinion, way too fucking early.
It
Can
should
you-
have. It should have. That should have been something that they should have done after like the first trilogy.
Yeah.
Can you guys believe that
Absolutely.
they tried giving us Paul Giamatti as Rhino?
Dude, I fucking hated that shit.
Can you fucking believe
That
they
was-
tried
Every
doing
bit
that?
of it.
Can you believe they put
The only-
Paul Giamatti with tattoos in a tank top and Rhino
The
boxers and
only
a big
thing
robot?
I liked about it was Paul Giamatti himself. That was it. Because
Well,
he
yeah,
played
'cause
this
It's Paul
aloof,
Giamatti.
Yeah,
he
he's
played this
Oscar-winning
aloof
actor. yeah.
Russian in New York, blah 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 blah. He was kind of fucking dumb, which Rhino is kind of fucking dumb.
Yes.
But then they gave him this thing that looked like a fucking like literally a dump truck.
It wasn't
turned
even
into
a
rhino.
good Rhino suit, right? Like it wasn't
It was
even a
just
good
a
mech
tank
suit.
with legs.
It was literally like
That's all it fucking was.
It looked cool when he starts running on like all fours. That looked cool. But when he's standing up and it's just got these tiny little like T-Rex arms that are doing this and it has like little Gatling guns underneath it. I was like, oh my god, are you fucking kidding me?
through.
And they gave us 3 minutes of Rhino as well, one of the biggest Spider-Man villains ever. And they gave us 3 minutes of him, and then gave us Jamie Foxx's Electro and turned him fucking blue. Can you fucking believe that,
Dude,
dog?
the writing for his character entirely was fucking terrible. Like when I'm
So
looking towards
bad.
Maxwell Dillon, like I'm just like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
Yeah. I'm very
It's
glad.
like they capitalized on the soundtrack and the visual effects, and none of
and
it
the audio
on,
effects.
like,
the
they didn't-
audio for Electro
Yeah,
was
and the
fucking cool.
audio
It was cool.
But they did literally nothing with the writing. They're like, oh, let's get Hans Zimmer on this fucking shit, and then that'll sell it.
Yeah. They're like, let's make Electro
That's-
a huge fucking dork for no reason.
Yeah.
For no reason. They have no backstory for him being the way
At
that he
a,
is.
at a
Like,
point in time, mind you, at a point in time when that stereotype of nerd and dork is already phased out. Because they've already established the idea that Peter Parker is quote unquote a nerd, but he's very modern. He's like a modern nerd, kind of like an outcast more so.
Yeah.
When I watched it, I was like, oh, he was basically me in high school.
he was me when I was 13 years old. Yeah. But I was fine.
Yeah, like he was me. I'm like, all right, bet. I'd fucking hang out with him. Like,
Well, imagine Ben Stiller as Spider-Man.
yo, okay.
refuse.
Since we're on this
I
Ben Stiller,
refuse.
since we're on this Ben Stiller train, if you were to cast Ben Stiller as a Spider-Man villain, who would it be and why?
Ooh.
I like that. I like that. Black Cat.
And
Villain, not lover.
Silver Sable.
if
Yeah.
ooh, dude, there's like it's got to be like some obscure ass villain too.
I almost feel like I just want to throw him in as Mysterio because I feel like that would be easy.
That's kind of an
It'd
easy
be
one.
easy.
I could easily see him as like old school Quentin Beck, like the fucking VFX guy and all that shit.
Yeah, the
Yeah, I
theater
can see
dude. The
that.
theater dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would maybe also see Lizard. I think he'd be a great Lizard.
Oh, dude.
low key,
got it.
I can see him as Dr.
I got it.
Garrett.
Tombstone.
You're on something there, dude.
You are onto something. You are onto something. Like Ben Stiller as a giant biker dude. Like, except he's not.
I was
giant.
actually gonna say either fuck, I had one. Either they could go like kind of like a comedy route and make him a chameleon, or
They could. Yeah, sure.
or don't give him the satisfaction of being because I'm basing this off of the 90s cartoon where he was never really a full-fledged villain, but he was kind of a full-fledged villain in the comics. Alistair Smythe.
Ooh, that's a name I haven't thought about in a while. Okay.
Which that's another fucking character that I really wanted to fucking see in Spider-Man, which they had led to what was the guy in The Office. He was actually supposed to be Alistair Smythe
Guy
in
the Office.
The Amazing
was-
Spider-Man.
Dwight from The Office.
Fuck.
Dwight? Was it Dwight or was it
No.
Steve Carell?
no.
You think it's
It
Steve
was
Carell?
It was like the villain of The Office.
There's a villain
Ryan.
in The Office.
What?
Ryan.
Ryan from The Office. Hold on.
Yeah.
Wait,
PJ
wasn't
Novak.
he's like the really small guy. He's like little, isn't he?
Yeah, he's the dude that like always looks tired, big forehead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, I think he was actually in The Amazing Spider-Man 2 as technically Alistair Smythe. Or was he Spencer Smythe? No, he was Alistair Smythe in Amazing Spider-Man 2. Which when I heard that, I was super stoked. I'm like thinking, yo, we're gonna get fucking Spider Slayers soon. Like
BJ Novak, Spider-Man. Let's show them. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, that's right. He does have a
also-
moment in Spider-Man, doesn't he? Yeah, he
also
technically is.
Colm Feore as Donald
cameo.
Mencken. I really wanted Colm Feore as Vulture.
I can also see Ben Stiller as Shocker.
No. I can't see
Yeah.
that.
I could see it. I could see him as Shocker only if he got like the yellow leotard original suit.
Well, okay, so when I picture
can't see him
Ben
as
Stiller as
Shocker at all.
Shocker, I see Shocker, but like cheeky Shocker, where like he thinks he's tight, but he's actually not. And so like so he's wearing like the leather like jacket that he sometimes wears in a lot of shit, and he has like the electricity, and he says shit that's like, God, I'm so fucking cool, you know, shit like that, but he's not actually fucking cool at all. That's how I picture my Ben Stiller.
High key, like if I were to think of Ben Stiller as any like actual Marvel villain, I would actually see him as Batroc the Leaper.
Yeah.
Like a comic book accurate Batroc the Leaper.
With the
that's-
purple jumpsuit and everything,
yeah.
dude, and the
Purple,
mustache.
purple jumpsuit. Yeah.
Because he kind of just is that in real life, right? Like I feel like he is just Batroc the Leaper in real life.
Like he needs to be the Batroc the Leaper from the Spider-Man that's voiced by Drake Bell.
Yeah. That is exactly what I was thinking.
That's the one. That's the one.
That's the one.
I mean, like, do you guys?
Because as I was saying that, I was imagining that it was like that opening of that one episode where Spider-Man's fighting Batroc the Leaper. Yep.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, did you guys like Georges St. Pierre playing as him, or like?
Oh, absolutely. I love their take on it.
Oh, yeah.
I love
Okay.
because it was kind of like the early DC mindset of making things a little bit grounded, but still kind of keeping it accurate-ish.
Right.
But they executed it very well. Whereas DC, I posted my thoughts on DC, so
Sure. I get you. Now, I mean, jokes on all of us. Ben Stiller's just the villain in the entire world. He's just the villain in everything. Period. In our lives, in American history, in world
But
history.
more
actually.
importantly, Dodgeball.
Yes, very much Dodgeball.
Yeah,
Yes,
he is.
Mm-hmm. That is facts.
Low key Dodgeball. He was just being himself.
I hate this. I hate this so much that we're doing this to him, but I also
What if
love
he?
it.
What if that's who he like him as an MCU villain? It's just his character from Dodgeball, like his like purple cobra outfit and everything, and he's like that. That's like his power. He's just a Dodgeball guy.
His
Is this the comeback? Like, please tell me we have like a fitness montage.
his villain in Marvel is literally just Ben Stiller. It's just Ben Stiller.
Like he's gotten back in shape and he's just pissed at the world, and he's gonna throw dodgeballs at everybody.
Dodgeballs, just balls all over
Because
their
he
faces.
stole Stark tech to power the balls.
Powers the balls, yeah, just in the hand, balls.
Because
in the hand,
literally every
powers
fucking
them.
Eats
villain
that
at this
shit
point. That's
and then
okay.
just double spits on babies.
Don't. You know what I'm saying? Just like you guys will double spit on us because this is the Shipwreck show, where once a week, every week, 3 of the Brethren Court gather together to discuss anything and everything the 7 Seas has thrown our way. If you're riding this wave, you can head on over to patreon.com/GoodKraken Show, where you can submit questions and topics, get exclusive post-show content, and have early access to episodes before they go live on podcast and video services. But you can also support us by following or subscribing to Good Kraken over at twitch.tv/GoodKraken Show, or by subscribing to our YouTube channel by clicking the link down there in the details and description section below in order to get updates when new episodes go live everywhere. We're not doing post shows for Shipwreck anymore because we like this rotation that we're doing.
I like the rollover. The rollover is good.
It's a
It
nice
works
rollover.
out.
It's a nice rollover. But until next time, my friends, be good to each other.
I love you, bye.
Ben Stiller's the villain.